of their religion. It's kind of interesting. Back in the 1970s, and some of you with Episcopal backgrounds know that actually what we know as the modern day charismatic movement came out of the Episcopal Church. And pietists are still a part of our church system. The Pope, Protestant, of course. Sometimes, depending on where they are, some Lutherans accept being Protestants and others don't. Take back, to withdraw, to deny what was said or written is true. This is important because Luther was asked to recant everything he had written and said that was wrong with the Roman Catholic Church. Those 95 points of disagreement that he had. The interesting thing is, out of those 95 things, only about 3 of them are still in disagreement between our churches right now. Some of you may remember it's been about 12 years ago, Pope John Paul preached in the Lutheran Church in Rome, which was a big change and a big breakthrough. Reformed churches, the churches formed after the Reformation, following John Calvin's thought process. Repentance, the turning away from sin out of sorrow for sins. Righteousness, this is an interesting word because it's ongoing. It's a term we understand, but sometimes we don't quite get it right. Goodness, freedom from sin and guilt, the righteousness of God is given to us as a gift through the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ and is received by faith. A schism, we know what that is now. A break, a division that took place in the church in AD 1054. Of course, that was the great schism between the East Church and the Western Church. Schisms happen all the time, especially within particular denominations. You know, this church breaks off from this church, and this church breaks off from that congregation, and it just keeps going. Sect, a usually small religious group, often with teachings that are different from the major religious groups. Now, okay, I'm going to have to soon get over, but I wanted us to just kind of get an idea of where we're coming from in here. And one of the things in taking a look at this timeline, of course this is very general, but throughout the great important things that happened within the scope of church history, let's just move down a bit to 1611 in the King James Bible. Which still weaves in and out of a lot of controversy. Some of you know, probably still in your own life, or certainly know someone, the King James Bible is the only true Bible, right? You know, so that is still with us. The other thing that's important to note is that first Protestant communion, which was Anglican in Jamestown in 1607. And the first Lutheran Church in America, so many folks think it must have been in Pennsylvania or Minnesota or somewhere. You know, it was in Delaware, and I know this guy knows where the next one was. That's right, up in Connecticut. But as a matter of fact, yes, Delaware at one time was known as New Sweden. And then a lot of people who, especially so many people from the upper Midwest and the Northeast who have moved down here in the last 20 to 25 years. This Grand Strand area, Lutheranism is fairly new to it, you know, and it's because of all the people moving in from somewhere else. Yet some of the oldest Lutheran congregations in this country are in South Carolina, especially in the Charleston area, and as you move into the central upstate part of it. Where do you think we should go first? Where do you think we can find you? Any ideas? Well, I think, come over here. I want you to come over here with me. Stand here. Do you see him over there? Who do you see? People. That's right. Okay. Well, let's look back up here. There's a guy with a camera back there. Do you think he knows maybe where we can find Jesus? You think he does? Well, come on back. Let's ask him. Boy, you're on.
You're so used to taking pictures of other people, we're coming to you. Lloyd, we're on a journey today. Do you know where we could find Jesus this morning?
His remembrance is the cross.
Okay, we certainly know the cross, and it's draped in white this.
And praises to the great